Peter Parker's most deadly dance partner is so persistent that antibiotics never work. This ancient parasite further improves on its chances of enduring with an open exchange of abilities, albeit to the host's fatal deterrent. Surely Venom has some fairly unique powers in the cinematic and comic universes, right? Right. Good. Something that could give up Carnage and Toxin can't be trusted. Although Venom has exhibited a capacity for good as well. Will this Terry monstrosity ever cease to amaze us? Use your greasy little tendrils to slap the subscribe button. Stay up to date in Venom's crazy, ever-changing life. You don't want to get on his bad side, do you? We am smash for vengeance. For a story that was born from the fiery pits of hell, a chorus has to be squeezed in there somehow. Well, fear not, or a lot, depending on the fortitude of your fear limit. Hell hath spewed up something completely whacked in the conclusion of Venom number 14, Circle of 4. In a super bad turn, Flash Thompson, Laura Kinney, Thaddeus Ross, and Alejandra Blaze were all cast down to Hadesville. In order to get out of Dodge, they needed to broker a deal with Mephisto, stop Blackheart, his devilish demonic son who wants to unleash hell on Earth. The ace that is dealt is a combination of Red Hulk, Venom, and Ghost Rider.
Back to hell.
The oversized saddle to accommodate Red Hulk's gargantuan keister. Red Hulk took the reins of a flaming chopper to turn Blackheart into a fresh heap of asphalt. No speed bumps here, right? Well, Las Vegas is burning apocalyptic style like a Stephen King mindscape. Flash Thompson is now a double amputee, and Johnny Blaze needs rescuing from the chompers of X-23. A red Venom Ghost Rider tears around town during these dire events, roaring up the sides of buildings, screaming a new motto, "We am smash for vengeance." That's music to our burning ears.
I'm the wrong guy to play hide and seek with.
Army of Arms. Venom and the symbiote kind are almost always on top of their wicked game because of their ever-adapting natural abilities, and with a bit of help from circumstance.
Yikes! Whoa! Didn't know you could do that!
One unfair advantage they have over their hosts, aka meat puppets, is a core issue. How close the symbiotes pierce the core and emotions of those that they strike up their symbiotic relationships with a slippery slope, sometimes resulting in said meat puppets' eventual madness or death. So what resource does Venom have when he, she, it is on the receiving end of a near-fatal beatdown? In a three-parter entitled Venom, The Madness from 1993 and 4, Juggernaut kicked the stuffing out of him trying to protect a new love interest of Eddie Brock's.
Don't you know who I am?
Venom is deposited into a vat containing a liquid mercury virus and rouses Spidey's worst nightmare beyond its original skill sets. And then there were 3. The virus imbues Venom with even more strength, multiple arms, and a bevy of tiny snarling faces in this roid-raging neck mountain. Sure, Venom was able to sweep the floor with Juggernaut in round 2, but the other side effects are really disturbing. The 3 of them take out a cleaning lady and attempts to violate Brock's girlfriend. Good thing it was a 1-off-3 story arc. V-Rex. Heroes and villains in Marvel's neighborhood possess pretty much any imaginable power. No matter how bizarre they gamut, don't hold a candle to this example from the Venomverse. The Old Man Logan incarnation of Wolverine has a different continuity with the mainstream canon. While the bona fide Wolverine is deceased, this Logan seems to have made more enemies than he cared to admit. Bruce Banner Jr. learns that Logan, his adopted daddy, has killed Banner and earns a walloping by Hulk Jr. Add Warren Worthington, aka Archangel's vendetta against Logan, from being the demise of the X-Men. Seems like Logan can't catch a break. Things turn from bad to terrifying as a venom-infected Tyrannosaurus Rex rears its ugly head. This is a savage land after all. And if you're being tailed across prehistoric America by a ravenous V-Rex, well, it's gonna be a bumpy ride to say the least. Clint and Logan are sweating bullets in this hell ride. Yes, the V-Rex is a special angle on Venom's powers, but it can handle about a ton of metal and motor oil in its gullet. This was a last-ditch attempt that Logan put into play when he drove their Ford Escape down its hideous pie hole. Fortunately for Logan, this wasn't a kamikaze stunt because, hey, well, it's Logan.
We're now part of a life force that has existed since the dawn of time. Imagine what you've turned down, Parker.
Evilution. When Charles Darwin surmised that ancient life crawled from the Promedian Slim, we don't think that he was referring to Venom and its offspring. No, evolution works differently in the Marvel Universe. In the case of Venom, natural selection seems to move forward by simply sparking the curiosity of a hapless passerby. For the uninformed, Deadpool discovered the Tari Terror in Deadpool's Secret Wars number 3 in 2015, but quickly abandoned it for Parker to find.
Hey, oh, hello. I know, right?
We all know how that worked for Spider-Man. We too also know that Peter defeats Venom on countless occasions, forcing the symbiote to seek out new hosts. The not-so-funny thing about Venom's adaptive abilities allows him to store up a catalog of special powers via his trademark parasitic ways.
But not only does the suit bond,
In time, it replaces.
This is in trade with granting the host devastating powers too, that sometimes mutate continually. Eddie Brock's probably the best example of this.
When are you gonna give a guy a break?
You want forgiveness?
But what does Venom get out of the deal? Evilution, baby! As time marches on, Venom only gets better and better. Or badder and gooder? I don't know. That happened when he merged with Flash Thompson and donned a halo as a member of the Secret Avengers. Change is constant, so this benevolent streak has a shelf life. Venom is sort of like nature's platypus of the animal kingdom.
Free! Give it a rest. You'll never get far enough away.
A rip off the old block. An ancient and sentient gooey race have to be able to continue their legacy, as sordid as it is, and carry their seed into the future. Romance isn't the xenophage's forte, but on the upside, they save a lot of dough on expensive dinners and roses. Am I right, guys? The workaround to 9 months looking like a tar-coated balloon is asexual reproduction. An amazing and rare feat for something that's not a single-celled organism. And after carefully considering the lack of interpersonal skills inherent in them, and specifically Venom, auto-reproduction is the only way to go. Whether Venom left a little something behind deliberately when Eddie Brock, aka Venom, broke out of the pen is a moot point. Cletus Cassidy, the murderous and twisted sociopath and Brock's cellmate, slipped on Venom's offspring suit. Carnage came to be a lot of trouble for everyone, including Venom.
You may be our spawn, but that won't keep us from destroying you.
The problem with these xenophage is that they don't have a solid family morals, and these latchkey kids don't have a problem retiring their parents early. We always thought it was the mother who made their young. Toxin, Carnage's child, feels just that way because Carnage despises its child. It may sound cruel, but the rivalry between these two is off the chain.
We have massive infection, multiple GPI and FSI viruses.
It's coming in from remote nodes. They're going for the Colonel.
Net brutality. There are life hacks, and then there's this. An intriguing ditty from 1995's Venom Carnage Unleashed tackles the issue of the importance of antivirus protection. And that protection is Venom. And no, it's not a McAfee product. In the then new frontier of the internet, things were very vulnerable. And the fact that Carnage has escaped from high-security mental institution to play some video games. Well, sort of. A video game based on Carnage has been released, and this is a huge security breach that can endanger the people playing the game. We can't think of any other protagonist who penetrated the web other than the Lawnmower Man or Tron, but they don't have a Marvel or DC URL. The mainframe event has Venom piercing the circuit boards to thwart Carnage's dastardly plans while being broadcast on a Jumbotron screen in Times Square. Things boiling over as Venom makes the computer overheat, defeating Carnage as well as weakening himself. If that wasn't hot enough, Dr. Pazzo's Molotov cocktail lights Carnage ablaze as he jumps through a window to his apparent death. Venom and Brock travel through the network to save Carnage in the nick of time. If you can think of any binary-powered heroes or villains, let us know. There's a rare power indeed.
You know what it feels like? It feels good. The power.
Eternal threads. Possessing an arsenal that never quits is sheer gold in the comic universe. Being embroiled in a pitched and lengthy battle requires a little extra something. And taking note of Venom's affinity with Spider-Man, this means endless webbing, a luxury that the limited webhead doesn't have. The ties that bind these two are totally Venom's doing. After all, the symbiote vampirically slipped into Peter Parker's life and garnered his webbing abilities. It's a pretty unique power in the DC and Marvel universes. Parker has to rely on web shooters, not the psychotic symbiote. Venom has all the advantages. Todd McFarlane, the legendary illustrator, spelled out this quality in The Amazing Spider-Man number 300 back in 1988. The story was Venom paying Mary Jane an unwelcomed visit at her apartment, causing her considerable emotional distress, and they hide out in a luxury hotel in the interim. But the webhead can't hide forever, as per usual. He needs to square off with the Tarface and his host, Eddie Brock. Now, Venom's endless supply of webbing is a winning edge. In the mid-stages of the heated battle, Spider-Man is cocooned in a web ball. The gravy train has its own limitations, as the more Venom uses the webbing, the weaker he becomes. So, don't get too cocky, Venom.
Come on, Venom. That's the best you've got?
Muscle car. There are a ton of superheroes that are super, as such by utilizing machines, equipment, and guns, of course. Tony Stark's nearly indestructible suit sure comes to mind. However, other non-humans don't need bloody machines. They can become the bloody machine. That's one hell of a story vehicle, huh? Venom undoubtedly can merge with damn near anything. It's automatic for him. One night, Flash Thompson, a la Venom, was tailing on foot a gang of criminals in their getaway car. They find an old junker of a car still on blocks. The symbiote jumpstarts it while giving it a new paint job and nitrous oxide, we imagine, and tear off after the crooks in this exciting addition. Hitching a ride and being fueled by a host's negative energy is one talent, but transforming an old gas guzzler in the Terrormobile. It's fair to say being matched up with Flash Thompson pumped the brakes on Venom's mean streak, which is fortunate because a Venommobile peeling around town, running red lights and drifting into innocence, the cops would be hard-pressed to impound. And it's also highly unlikely that a boot would stop his wheels from spinning out of control.
What are you doing here?
Looking for a bathroom. What do you think I'm doing here? I'm here to help. Now hurry up.
Bacon Black. The Infinity Wart is a cheeky as hell parody of Spider-Man, but as a pig. The mainstay characters from mainstream comic land are reworked into anthropomorphized animal heroes. Spider-Ham and Pork Rind, informally called Ven-Ham. Ha, everyone loves bacon, especially Venomtarians. Yes, yes, and yes. Should a parody grace an entry in our list? We give amnesty to parodies with titles like What the? In this cross-species crossover with our beloved Marvel characters face their evil selves. In 1992's What the? Number 20, we get a smoky taste of Ven-Ham. If you haven't locked horns with this side dish, then snap to it. Pork Rind is blatantly inspired by Arnold Schwarzenegger, thick Austrian accent and all. And there's nary a greater ham than Arnie. We can't think of any other super ham out there that has these delicious marbled stripes. In the aforementioned edition, Ven-Ham takes on Forbish Man, Spider-Ham, Milk and Cookies, and Wolverina, and nearly takes them all down to the farm. Spider-Ham rebounds to save the day. If you're still craving some odd bacon, you can gorge on Gameloft's game for mobile devices simply named Pork Rind. Don't go crazy though, the sodium content is a killer.
Humbled and humiliated.
Losing his religious? Millions and millions of starry-eyed people have drifted to New York City because they wanted to make it there. But a city of that magnitude can eat them alive and steal their souls. If you're low on your innocence, you can always get your religion on. Venom isn't immune to this gospel. Don't worry, you're not hallucinating. It's complicated. In 1997's Venom, Sign of the Boss, number 1, the government twists the symbiote's arm. They persuade him, playing along with their agenda, and ensure this by placing a bomb in his chest. You know, for insurance. So the V-Man stakes out the pews and pulpit camouflaged as a nun. Yep, a nun. You see, the foreign leader is giving a high-profile speech on world peace. We're sure that Venom hopes that the church bells don't herald the leader's arrival. This assignment sucks all around because Venom needs approval from a field supervisor before revealing himself. True to form, the lot of them are captured by thugs and Venom eventually gets the green light. And truer to form, this results in a bloodbath and permanently afflicting all in attendance with chronic PTSD. Then Nun tries to remedy the situation by offering chocolate bars to the choir. They're too terrified to accept. What a fiasco.
Don't go! This party's just getting rolling!
Well, there you have it, folks. Did you survive the ride? Were you baffled by any of Venom's wide range of powers? Can you think of any others that we've missed? Let us know in the comment section below, and while you're here, check out more awesome videos in our playlist. If you liked our video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching CBR.